Hi, it's Kathy, and I'm back here today and excited to be interviewing Sandy Swenson, who's an author and a mother of a child who struggles with addiction. So if you're new here, be sure to subscribe below. There's some buttons below to just subscribe and check out our other videos, especially if you're a parent who has a child struggling with substance use. I know it can feel very lonely and isolating. And so the point of this channel is to give you some insights from other people and some information that might help you along your path. So today I want to tell you a little bit about Sandy. Sandy is the mother of two sons, one of whom struggles with addiction. She's also the author of the Joey song, A Mother's Story of Her Son's Addiction, and Tending Dandelions, Honest Meditations for Mothers and Addicted Children, and the Readings for Moms of Addicts app. Sandy lives in the place where love and addiction meet, a place where help enables and hope hurts. Sandra is a voice for parents of children suffering with the disease of addiction, putting their thoughts and feelings into words. Her latest project is mompower.org, an easy to navigate hub connecting moms who have children with addictions to a world of help, hope, perspective, sanity, and empowerment. Sandra lives in suburban Minneapolis, Minnesota. When she isn't writing or traveling to speak with other parents who are coping with the disease of addiction in their family, Sandra enjoys gardening, reading, spending time with family and friends. So I want to give a warm welcome to Sandy Swenson. Hi, I'm really happy today to have Sandy Swenson with us. So welcome, Sandy.
Hi, so nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Good. Well, we're glad to have you. So I loved your book. I thought what we would do is for just those that don't know you, I know there's a ton of people that do know you, but if you could briefly introduce yourself just to those that might not know who you are.
Sure. So I am the mom of two sons who are now adults, one of whom struggles with addiction. And our story started about, Joey was about 16 and he's now 32. So this has been going on for, it's been a significant part of our life is the disease of addiction.
Mm-hmm.
And early on, I had thought that we would just sort of, pop out the other end, happy ending, and that is not what happened. And then I felt like a failure as a mother. And with writing in a journal and such, I discovered I thought things through very carefully and came to the realization that I wanted to help other moms on this journey to come to understand that addiction is a disease, not a disgrace, and that our love is not a failure, that imperfect parenting is not what causes addiction. If that were so, addiction would happen in every person in the whole world. So, and once we understand that, then we can shed the shame and the blame and the guilt, because most of that is wrapped up in thinking that we caused it. So I wanted to help other moms on this journey and help them to discover that recovery is possible within ourselves, even if our child goes down a different path, and that there is great power once we find our mom power. We're often told, we have no control, it's out of your control. Well, lots of it is out of our control, but truly the empowering part is discovering our mom power. And so that's my goal, is to help other moms on this journey.
Okay, great. Well, one of the things that I have noticed about you through the years is that you have and through your writing, is that you have a beautiful way of connecting with the emotions that moms feel and what's really going on inside for them. And I wanted to just read a paragraph. It's out of your Dear Mamas section at the very beginning, which was really sweet. So I just wanted to read this just to show how you really connect. So as the mom of a now adult child who battles addiction, I know the devastating toll of this disease, the love and lies, fears and hopes, twisting the mystical and biblical connection into knots. Addiction is ruthless, breaking hearts and bonds and all the rules. Oh, how I wish there was a way to go back in time and nudge the direction of our path over a smidge, just enough to lead us anywhere but here. this place where love and addiction meet. However, as much as I wish my family could have avoided all the pain, trauma, and drama, the truth is I'm a better person now than I've ever been aware I could be. I've had to dig deep, feel big, see truth, and be real. Because of that, I've discovered a deeper level of patience, acceptance, kindness, and understanding of what really matters. And for that, I'm grateful. I'm also grateful, of course, for all the wonderful mamas I've met along the way, the brave, strong, hurt, terrified, confused, open-armed, and open-hearted sisterhood that would otherwise not have blessed my life. So, wow. I mean, I love the way you just get right to the heart of it. You really understand how parents feel, how moms feel. So what words of hope do you have for children, parents who, like yourself, have gone on for years dealing with this? We talk about it being, a marathon rather than a sprint. But what are your thoughts? Because I know you've experienced this, and I know there's so many moms who do it, and dads too, who experience this with their kids for years.
Well, I know because I've been living with this for years, and that pretty much nothing in my life has turned out the way I expected it to. But I know that no matter what, we have the power to thrive and to live with this heartache and wishes both together. And the important part of that is that combo. Acknowledging that we have the heartache,
Mm-hmm.
but we can also live with the heartache by embracing our wishes and dreams and the good things in life too. And that to me inspires the hope that we have, because that's where that's that mom power. That's the where we have the control, by living in such a way that we embrace the power we have, the control we have over our part of this disease. That's where the hope is, because our behaviors and our actions can change so much no matter what happens next. And it is a reflection outwards to our child, to other people in the way they treat our child. There's just so much hope. Sometimes I have been in the place where hope just hurts. Sometimes hope just hurts.
Mm-hmm.
I have hoped so many times and the hopes have been dashed, and then I just hate hope because I'm just tired of hope. But that's just a momentary fleeting, last a couple days, but it doesn't last, because I always have hope. I have hope because I just need to look at other people's stories, and people could be going down this journey for years and their children recover.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can see parents, families who have had the worst possible outcome and lost a child. And yet they have found ways to turn their pain into purpose and help other families on the same journey. So hope is broad and it is real. And I do believe that it is the thing that carries us through all of this, and hope doesn't need to be pinned on a certain particular outcome. Hope can be pinned on ourselves and how we react to everything, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great point. A great point. Okay. Really managing those expectations of, what we want to see. Good. Okay. So you're talking about the many challenges you faced in Just Dandy. You're talking about the challenges you face as an adult, such as Joey's addiction, your painful divorce, caring for your parents, being alone, and then you've got COVID. I know COVID was woven through as well, because we are in 2020 as we're recording this. So clearly you're resilient, and it takes courage to face these types of issues. So what helps you? I mean, resilience seems to be really the key, the theme through this book. And what helps you stay positive and being able to just keep putting one foot in front of the other when you're having difficulties from all sides, it sounds like?
Yeah, it has been a tough year. 2020 has been a tough year, and there have been a lot of challenges in my life. And if somebody had told me, well, actually, I shouldn't say in my life, because I had a pretty idyllic life until when addiction came knocking at our door. So that was really the first difficult challenge I ever faced. So given everything that has happened personally since then, I never in a million years would have guessed that I would have been somebody who would have been resilient, because I never had to be. I never did. I never had to be resilient. But having gone through this with my son, I have discovered parts of me I didn't even know that were there. And I'm guessing I may not have ever discovered them, because even with the other things that have come up, I think they weren't, when they came up now, after having gone through my son's addiction all these years, I handled everything that came later, I'm certain, so much better than I ever would have, because now I know what matters. I know what's really important. I have known real pain, the pain of a child who's suffering, and having to learn how to react in ways that go against natural instincts, and to do what's good for him, not necessarily just to make me feel good, to react in ways that make things better, not worse. I learned that through trial and error, and it was not always pretty when I was going through this with Joey. But I just I became a better person through this, and acknowledging, realizing that everything that I've learned through his addiction and the process that I've gone through, I can apply all of those things to everything that comes next in my life. That has been a learning experience that truly has made me able to face the other things that have come next in a more graceful way. And I think that all of us as moms with addicted children, if we stop and take a look, we all will find that in some way we have learned and grown and become better people because of this, in the way that we react to other major issues in our lives. So I guess, so that has helped me with the resilience part of this. And also is, I want to be an example. I want to be an example for my son and for my other son. I want to be an example. I want to live my life in a way that they can see an example that they may or may not ever emulate, but they will see that I am going to live in the way that I hope they will live, you know, trying to do the right thing every day and live in a positive manner. And I really feel strongly about the purpose of purpose. That then I really have the feeling that I want to honor Joey. I want to honor him, my son, not the addict. And I know that my son would not, he has so many burdens to carry with addiction. I would never want him to think at any level, even subconsciously, I would not want him to think that he had destroyed our lives, our family, because he cannot do that. He doesn't have the power to do that unless I let him. And so I will not let it. So I will not allow the disease of addiction to destroy me or our family, out of honor for my son, the son that I know and love and is beautiful and wonderful and could so easily be lost by the addict. So I want to, that carries me through in my behaviors, is that wanting to honor him and to find my purpose, which is, for me, I want to make and leave the world a better place. And I cannot do that if the disease of addiction has destroyed me and my family. And I want to help others. Helping others is my purpose now. That has become my purpose. I think I always leaned that way anyway, but with now helping moms particularly with making their way through this disease of addiction where there's something healthy remaining within themselves, so that so that they do honor their child and they do honor their purpose and their legacy, and that they scattering goodness, helping other moms on the same journey, and paying it sideways in a way. So even though, for example, now I cannot hands-on help my son. I cannot do that. He's an adult, he lives far away. Dynamics of things, I just cannot hands-on help him. But I can help other moms and the community and my family and so on to realize and to see addiction as a disease and not something to be ashamed of. And I believe that in doing so, that resonates out little by little by little, and planting little seeds. And someday, some way, somehow, that it will reach my son. I believe that is true. Mm-hmm. Someday, some way, somehow, by speaking out, and then by other moms speaking out, and by other moms speaking out, I do believe that all these seeds are being planted, and it will help all of our children along the way. And all of this carries me through, because this is where the mom power is, that we do have that power. We really do have that power to change things. And so of course that encompasses with self-care as well, but self-care not necessarily meaning getting a manicure and a pedicure, but just taking care of ourselves, which is boundaries, which is looking in the mirror and saying something nice to yourself, being kind to yourself, because it's very easy to wake up in the morning and say, oh my gosh, I'm such a horrible mom, my child became addicted. Well, that is no way to start a day, to start off saying something good and setting a goal for the day that might make me feel like I've accomplished something. And some days that might just be brushing my hair, period. That's what I can get done today. But I'm going to make that be a goal, and I'm going to do it. And other days it might be deciding to start a program to feed children at the shelter. And that might be my goal today, because today I'm up for that. But all these things of trying to work towards a positivity and take control and find the mom power, knowing that someday, some way, this is going to resonate and reach my son in one way or another. And I believe, I guess that's what carries me through all of this, is that I believe all of these things. I believe, and they're all in my control. This is all in my control. This is what I can control.
That's great. No, I love that. And I love the idea of respecting your son and who he was. So not letting addiction just take over your life and destroy you. That's a great way to frame it. Yeah, that's good. I know it's hard, and I think the self-care is so important. So I loved at the end, you talked about, and you kind of mentioned it right now, and that's why I thought I might bring it up. The steps that it helped you move forward were saying a kind word to yourself, or starting each day with a goal of at least one thing, which you mentioned, even if it's as simple as just getting up and combing your hair. I mean, just anything to get going. And then each day jot down kind words to yourself and the things you did to help to become your best self possible, whatever that might be. So those are great. Do you want to just expand on that? That's great takeaways. I mean, it's really nice to just have something that parents can say, okay, this is what I'm going to do every day. I mean, just a little list of, these are my steps forward. you know, if you can expand on that and just what your takeaways, what do you do each day to help you? I remember at one point you were walking 10,000 steps. I don't know if you're still doing that now, but that was a great thing too. So anyway, yeah, what helps you each day just get through?
Well, yeah. So I do. Well, I'm just going to show you this. This is a little journal that
Okay.
they did to go along with the book Just Dandy, and it's my Just Dandy plan. It's just a
Mhm.
simple.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
um, it's just that's actually just a blank journal, but it is a place to write down these things, and this is what I do every day. Is I start off the day, and I know it seems ridiculous, but I look in the mirror and I'll say something nice about myself. So that helps, you know. It's just it's in a way it's sort of like they say that if you fake a laugh, ha 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 ha, and it can actually make you laugh. So it seems silly and maybe a little embarrassing to do, but it truly helps. It's just starts the day with a little something. I feel like personally, I can't take on a giant big program of something. This is something very simple and easy. I feel like that I can do every day to elevate myself to myself. You know, that makes me feel like I'm okay and I've accomplished something. And just those two things are often enough just to give us a good old boost to make it through a day. Um, so I say something good to myself. I write down a goal in my little journal and whatever that goal might be. And then something that I'm sure I will do, sure that I can do, something that I feel capable of doing today. So then I don't feel like I failed if I don't do it. And then at the end of the day, I write in my journal that I did this thing and how I felt. And that's it. That's what I do. And whether it is the walking, which I did for a while, and I had plenty of that written in there. And then I stopped walking, and then I had other goals. Um, so I do a lot of walking, and I do a lot of talking with friends on the phone and deck visits right now, and talking to my other son, texting with Joey. So there's just I work on the mompower.org. I'm planning the next book. So I try to keep just busy doing the things that I enjoy and that fill my soul. So um, and in all of that is that I have the power to control myself, but not anybody around me. And so all of this, it may seem selfish, but there's nothing selfish about self-care. All of this is taking care of me. This is all self-care stuff, the Just Dandy journal and the telling myself that something good and doing a thing that elevates me. All of those things are self-care, taking care of what I can take control of, which is me. And that's making the situation better, not worse. And it makes it possible for me to then carry some bit of inner positivity out to other people, which of course affects me because it makes me feel better, and then it makes them feel better, and so on, and there it goes. And that all of this is also is that power to show love. And that power to show love, even if it doesn't look the way I had imagined that love was going to look, that I can show that love no matter what. And I guess my biggest powers that get me through the days is understanding my biggest powers are acceptance and the unconditional love. So under everything else, I think those are the two main concepts are acceptance and unconditional love, because those two things, whether it has to do with myself personally or the people I love or this just general everything going on, those two things guide me to move forward with pretty much everything.
Those are great. Acceptance and What was your other one? Acceptance and what was the second one?
Unconditional love.
Unconditional love. Yeah, those are great. Those are perfect. Yeah, and I think you're right. I mean, I think when we take care of ourselves, our kids are so much better off than if we're just focused, just in this fix it mode and just completely obsessed with every move that they're making. It just doesn't help anybody. So good. No, those are great. Thank you. So Sandy, where can people learn more about you? And I know you have your new book out. I think it's coming out tomorrow, right?
It is. Can I show a picture of it? I mean, can I
Sure.
hold
Yeah,
it up?
just Dandy, sure.
There's, well, does that show backwards to you guys? I think
No,
it does.
I think it's okay. Yeah, I think it's fine.
Just Dandy, Living with Heartache and Wishes. It does come out tomorrow.
Okay.
So I have that book. I have the Joey song, Tending Dandelions. I have the Readings for Moms of Addicts app. They can all be found on, assorted bookstores and whatnot. I have my own website, which is sandyswenson.com. I also am the founder of mompower.org, which is specifically for helping moms with addicted children. And on Facebook, Sandy Ann Swenson, every Monday morning at 8:30 Central Time, I just do a 10-minute Just Dandy with Sandy, 10 minutes of positivity and strength shared with other moms.
No, those are great. I've watched a few of those. Those videos are very, very uplifting. Yeah, they're nice.
Well, good. Yeah. So, there for anybody, just that little burst to start the week off. So,
Okay, great. Well, good. Thank you. You've done so much, and I do appreciate all the contributions you really made to this cause. I mean, I think so many moms just are through, this was not available, 10 years ago and it's just so nice to have resources. And I think parents just so need to feel like they're not alone on this journey. It's just because it's so difficult. So, okay, Sandy, thank you so much. I appreciate your time and sharing, and good luck with the book. And it's great. It really, you have a beautiful way of writing. I've thought that from the minute I read, your very first one with Joey. It's you have a very wonderful way with the language. So I appreciate that.
oh, well, thank you, Cathy. Thank you for inviting me here to chat with you today. And thank you for all you do for supporting and helping the moms through on this journey. So thank you, and have a really lovely Thanksgiving.
You too. Yes, have a great Thanksgiving. Okay, take care.
Okay. You
Bye.
too. Bye.